Hello, welcome all to the, I guess the first official episode now of Fans of the Weast with Derf and Dylan. The unofficial first episode, you know, if you saw the tweet, we recorded like an hour episode and there was no audio. So, that's the kind of production value you're going to get listening to Fans of the Weast right there. Pray to God that this podcast survives somehow. And when I hit the end button on this one, we have something to upload. That's all you can hope for at this point.
We've tested with both of us on, and it's worked. Don't know why last week didn't work.
The one time
it's
it didn't work.
It's going to be the long lost pilot episode. Yeah, fingers crossed everything goes smooth tonight.
And we had a guest on, and he took time out of his night to talk to us.
Right.
The guy from Freezing Cold Takes social media. He came out with a book, Freezing Cold Takes NFL Edition. So I just implore you to go look at his page if you don't know what the Freezing Cold Takes page is. It's great. And then if you are a big NFL fan, go grab his book. I'm planning on grabbing it, just not sure when yet, but I'm probably going to get it. It sounds like a fun read. So
yeah, definitely.
Go find it. And we appreciate his time. Hopefully, maybe we can have him back on at some point. But I felt bad asking him for 2 weeks in a row. Hey, give us like an hour of your night to just talk. Like, yeah, I feel bad and be awkward too. Hey, we messed up. You wasted your time. Come waste it again. So we'll just give him the shout out, and hopefully that's good enough. We'll survive like that.
Check him out. That was a good one.
So for those who don't know, we are Derf and Dylan. Since this is technically the first episode, I'll give you a little bit of information here. This is Derf and Dylan. I'm Dylan.
I'm Derf.
That's Derf right here. If you're watching the video. Yes, this is going to be a podcast uploaded to all the podcasting platforms. So it's also the video version will be on YouTube exclusively. So you can go over there and sub to that. And then we also do a couple of live things here and there, or other videos will be uploaded. Like last night, we just did the fantasy football draft. We made that live. So we did that. Yeah. That was a blast. So things like that will be over on the YouTube channel. So make sure you're subbed over there. A lot of fun videos, podcasts uploaded. And this podcast is Fans of the Weast. Stolen from SpongeBob a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a touch. I mean, I don't want to get sued by Nickelodeon here, but I don't think we're going to have too much to worry about. Yeah, Fans of the Weast. Seattle Seahawks over here on the west side, and then Buffalo Bills over there.
Oh, yeah, on the east side.
The old east side.
East side.
But on the west side of the state.
Yeah, but east side of the country. So
yeah, we're talking big picture here.
Yeah.
Plus, I think Seattle's more like on the west side. Where is
Seattle? West. Oh, like west side of Washington. I'm pretty sure.
That's like northwest. Like that's pretty close to the ocean, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So we're both kind of west, but we're looking big picture here. Big picture.
Big picture.
Yeah, we used to do an award-winning podcast called On and Off the Field that we did for virtually 4 years. We decided that we just wanted to focus on the Seahawks and Bills, so here we are, focusing on the Seahawks and Bills. So,
and if those are your teams, you are absolutely in the right place. If you are following us from On and Off the Field, we appreciate it. Obviously, I think we'll still talk some, very high level, big picture NFL stuff. We definitely want you guys to hear our takes on some big situations. But I think this podcast allows us to absolutely dive into the teams we like to watch for the most part.
I mean, I might not be watching a lot of Seahawks this year. I'll probably get through like a quarter or two and then just be like, yeah, you said you wanted to go apple picking, honey? Yeah, let's go. We're done here. Yeah.
You got about 2 hours until the next game comes on, so let's go do something else.
Let's go do something. Don't need to be here anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, it kind of seemed like on and off the field, I could just see the season coming, and it was going to be a lot of work. It's just the two of us, and we have to focus. We have to figure out how to cover all 32 teams and cover every single game. And we got some lives, man. We got work. We got jobs. It's tough.
Yep.
and it sounded almost not fun.
Absolutely correct.
So we're not going to sit here and do something that's not fun and just grind ourselves into the dirt.
Right.
Let's talk about something that we have passion about, and that's the Seahawks and Bills. And on our Twitter page, I kind of got a little greedy and started talking about them, and I post Mariners stuff too. It's still Seattle, so I mean,
yeah,
I'm personally not offended by it. I don't know if you
there
are.
You go. No, I mean,
Do you want me to start tweeting about the Blue Jays? I mean, they're kind of close to Buffalo.
I mean, if you really want to, but
I don't.
That's not my team, so it's okay.
You're a Yankees or Mets?
No, I'm a Dodgers fan.
Oh, that's right. That's right. For some reason, I thought it was Mets. I knew it wasn't Yankees because that's our other friend. And I couldn't. I could have swore it was gonna be Mets there. Okay, Dodgers. That's right.
Yeah.
Filthy Dodgers.
Yeah, buddy.
Looking pretty good this year. Football podcast. So that's basically the background on Derf and Dylan there. What you come to expect here. This is just kind of the start of Derf and Dylan. We have some other things planned. So, this is going to be long term.
Yep.
It's a long-term plan here that we got. So stay tuned. But for now, this first official episode of Fans of the Weast, we're going to talk about preseason football. But first, we actually have to talk about our fantasy football draft that just happened last night.
Yeah.
So
our 12-man league.
11-man league and 1 woman.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's true. It can't be. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's my bad.
You gotta be inclusive here.
I gotta be more inclusive. That's on me.
We just got canceled in our first episode.
Oh man.
God damn it.
So all right, now we need a new name. Let's go.
And it's funny too because the 1 woman in the league absolutely torched us. I mean, her team is just absolutely stacked. It's disgusting. I don't even know how it happened. She had the first pick overall, so that helps.
She got the first overall pick, I think, which absolutely gave her the absolute advantage because, yes, she didn't pick for 23 more picks, but then it's back-to-back.
Yeah.
And then back-to-back. Like
those back-to-backs help a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she started off with Jonathan Taylor, obviously, and then I didn't pull her team up. We can, but, I mean, just take our word for it. It's just disgustingly stacked. It's horrible.
Yeah, but, it might look that way right now, but that's not how the season always pans out.
And that's kind of the hope that I'm sticking to right now because my team is not built to win this league. But you never know, I guess. And you just have to play the waiver wire, do some trades, get greasy, and that's how you win.
Do you want me to run through her starting lineup here?
Oh, yeah, you want to run through hers? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so the proposed favorite of the league currently has Lamar Jackson, Tyreek Hill, Mike Williams.
I don't care about that.
Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara. But he could be suspended for 6 games.
True.
There is that suspension lingering. Dallas Goedert, T.J. Hawkinson, Elijah Moore.
If he comes back healthy,
But you need Zach Wilson to not be terrible and Joe Flacco to not be starting. Jamal Williams.
Okay.
Justin Fields.
Pretty good backup.
Jacoby Myers. Matt Ryan. She went 3 quarterbacks.
That's a little weird, but okay.
She went 3 quarterbacks and she's got 2.
She also has 2 kickers. I know.
2. Yep. So just Justin Tucker and Evan McPherson.
Very good kickers.
Very good kickers, but why 2? Okay.
I'm not sure how that happened.
I mean, that's interesting strategy, but okay. And then Tampa Bay's defense.
I mean, the starting lineup overall there is just absolutely gross. But you could see where the holes are. Like, things can happen, and it could go downhill. But it could also just be an absolute stunner and just kill everybody. So.
Right.
I pulled up my team here first. That's just how the tabs were in order, so sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I just don't know if this is a team that's built to win. We'll see. You tell us. Y'all tell us how we did here. So I got Jalen Hurts at quarterback, and that's my biggest regret because Aaron Rodgers was still on the board when I drafted Jalen. but I couldn't get it out of my head that Aaron Rodgers just doesn't have weapons anymore. His wide receiver one's Alan Lazard, and then next is up is Sammy Watkins. But it's Aaron Rodgers. Like, I don't know how I passed it. I still regret it to this. That's all I thought about like all last night. But we still have Jalen Hurts, good option, mobile and a good passer, and he has his new wide receiver in A.J. Brown.
Yep.
My first pick was Stephon Diggs in the first round there. Absolute beast. I hope Gabe Davis doesn't take too much away from him. That's all I'm hoping for. And then I got Amon-Ra St. Brown, which I was told was a reach. Did we forget how much he popped off late last year? I mean, this dude's an absolute killer. I feel like he's underrated just because he's on the Lions, and I think it was a good pick, so I don't care what anyone says. Then we got Nick Chubb, obviously a great pick. I mean, Kareem Hunt might be leaving. Dearness Johnson also might be leaving. I mean, this dude's going to be like the lone back. And without Deshaun Watson there, oh my gosh. Like for the first 11 weeks, this dude's just going to be a monster. So I loved that pick. I trusted a rookie here. I took Breece Hall from the Jets. A lot of reports out there saying he's looking good. So, I mean, it's the Jets, but you never know.
Right.
He does have a Baltimore matchup week 1, which is kind of painful. George Kittle at tight end. He is my powerhouse of my team every year. He's like the one guy I need. Just because of his personality, his attitude, he drives the rest of my team. I know they don't know he's on this team with me, but I mean, personally, he drives this team for me. So I love it. And then Josh Jacobs, I got him in the flex right now. Josh Jacobs, I got him at great value in this draft for some reason, but I love him.
Well, I let him slide a couple times, and then you end up
a lot of people let him slide.
I don't know. He seems iffy this year. Like he
had some injuries down the line late last year. They have a lot of weapons with the Raiders now, but they got rid of Kenny and Drake. It's like the same thing with Nick Chubb. He's like the lone guy now carrying the rock. There's no one else back there with him.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I ended up taking him. Because even in my own head, I was like, ooh, boy, yeah. It's like kind of, who knows what's going to happen out there this year. Could just be an absolute air attack with how many weapons they got. But And then my bench is consisting of Antonio Gibson. I think that's a good pick. Washington's running back, Devonta Smith. So he might squeeze in there at some point if Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't pull it off. Devonta Smith can sneak in there. And, I got that Jalen Hurts and Smith connection for the points. Mike Gesicki, my backup tight end. I picked him early for my backup tight end, but I think it's a great pickup.
For sure.
Raheem Mostert, I did not realize that he was the backup running. I knew he was the backup. I didn't know who he was behind. I don't know if that was a good pickup or not.
He's behind Elijah Mitchell, right?
He's behind somebody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought it was a good pick, but I guess we'll just see. I don't know. I guess barring an injury, he might be the starter. And I rounded out with a New Orleans Saints tandem here, Jarvis Landry and Jameis Winston for my backup quarterback. Actually, my Matt Gay and the Rams, or the Chargers defense. I already know the Chargers are going to screw me this year. I know what's coming. Like, they have so much talent, but I know for a fact there's going to be this 1 week where they're just going to get me negative 10 points and I'm going to lose. I know it.
Right. I actually forgot Raheem Mostert went to Miami. I thought he was still with the 49ers.
Yeah, he's there, but I guess he's second stringing it. So overall, Yahoo put me on blast, said I had a C draft. They called it vanilla, middle, boring, and not built for the playoffs. So I was quite offended. But overall, I don't think it's awful. Like, tell me this isn't like the worst thing you've seen at least.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's got longevity in it. I tell you that.
It looks solid. Like, I could see how it's boring. It's like definitely there's no like surprises here. We took Breece Hall, which is fun, but other than that, It's just like proven guys. They'll put up some points. I don't know. So let's go take a look at Derf's team.
I think it literally it mattered like literally because of where you fell in the draft order.
Yeah, I was picking 8. That's a horrible spot.
Yeah.
That's awful. So I feel like I did the best with what I could. I did make a couple of mistakes, I feel like, but We just have to live with where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
So here we got Derf.
Oh, yeah.
Take over. What do you got here for your fantasy team?
So I got Joe Burrow starting out. First pick was actually Justin Jefferson. That one kind of fell to me, but
I was trying to get
fifth
Justin.
overall.
So
kind of
good.
helped out there. Then I went Keenan Allen with the Chargers. Feel good about that pick. Mike Williams could take a lot of snaps from me for Allen. I got Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Mike Williams might take Keenan Allen's targets down from like 18 to 16 or something like that. So,
right.
It's real detrimental.
I mean, Yahoo actually only gave me a C on this draft, which I was a little surprised. I thought I did decent.
Yahoo's draft grades are garbage.
They said the same thing with me. The C, because it's a C. Vanilla, middle of the road, boring. They did call Devin Singletary a reach.
I mean, he's got a lot of guys behind him. That's my concern personally.
Right.
Which is why probably they said it's a reach, and in other drafts he's probably gone later. So
I think he normally his ADP, his average draft position is 80. I think I took him at 68.
I mean, but in a 12-man league,
I knew he wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
The next time, so that's why I got him then. Sometimes you get to the point in the middle of the draft where it's like, if you see a guy you want,
you gotta
just go get him. But I think the things I've seen from the preseason, I had no concerns that he should be putting up numbers for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely gonna be a loaded backfield, but I think Ken Dorsey will do me right. Then I went with Dawson Knox as my tight end, so I got a little hottie toddy there.
Homer pick.
Yeah, I had to get some.
Still a good pick though. I mean, Knox is a good guy. He's good.
Yeah. And then Allen Robinson rounds out my flex position. I'm feeling pretty good about that because I feel like, without OBJ, Cooper Kupp's probably going to take a couple notches down this year. Allen Robinson should be able to have a pretty good year there. Looking at my bench, I got Brandon Ayuk, Tony Pollard, James Robinson, who's got I like Tony Pollard because I think Zeke is still very overrated.
Yeah.
Tony gets the closer to end zone touches, so that he's going to be a little risky to play sometimes. James Robinson, he's got a loaded backfield with Travis Etienne there coming off of his Liz Frank injury. So that'll be interesting. James Robinson's also coming back from an injury. Let's see here. Tyler Boyd, if Jamar Chase doesn't get a touchdown, then Tyler Boyd is more likely than to get a touchdown. But I think he's, I looked at a lot of my bench players and looked for how can I fill bye weeks and can I still have solid support.
You got a lot of sevens up there in your starting lineup, so
yeah, it's not good. It's really not good. Then we went with the rookie Tyler Algier out of Atlanta.
That's fun.
Yahoo actually liked that pick a lot.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm like, okay. I didn't really know who he was. I just kind of went with it.
Me neither. I've never heard of the kid.
When I picked him, he was kind of like the best available. I was like, okay.
Sure, why not? He's got a week 14 bye week, and he's a running back. Let's do it.
Right. And then Rondale Moore with Arizona. I'm
surprised he fell that far, to be honest.
He definitely did fall quite a bit. But it'll be interesting to see what he does the first couple weeks, but that'll be favorable for at least the first 6 weeks while D-Hop is out. So
yeah, D-Hop out. No more Christian Kirk, and Rondale Moore was already getting a lot of usage last season. I mean, I think you have a great player right there.
Yeah. So ironically, I didn't draft a second tight end. I don't know how I made that mistake, but we'll see what I have to do with the waiver wire to fix that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple out there. Let's see the player list. Let's go take a peek and let's find Derf a tight end before we get into the preseason stuff.
I mean, I can't pick him up until the 27th. I could claim him on waivers, but they don't come off till the 27th.
Wow, you got some rough picks out here, bud.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Oh boy.
who do you drop on your bench to
Yeah, who you gonna drop so you can
really
pick up Noah Fant? Like, who are you gonna drop so you can grab Mo Alley Cox? I mean, Mo Alley Cox is a pretty good option.
He's hit or miss.
Yeah.
I can probably wait until week 7 to just pick up a scab and
yeah. I wouldn't really worry about it right now.
And then rounding out my roster here, I got Harrison Butker at kicker, and then I picked up San Francisco's defense.
Ooh, a little San Francisco. Okay.
San Francisco.
Wow. This is gonna be fun. I just noticed this, my team analysis. They want me to add Isaiah McKenzie and drop Landry.
Yeah, they want me to add McKenzie too.
They want me to drop Landry for Sammy Watkins, which I could see. Maybe like early on. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good suggestion, Yahoo.
Sammy Watkins is good for a month, and then he gets hurt.
Kenny Galladay for Raheem Mostert. I don't like Kenny Galladay can lick. Yeah, he can
lick some salt.
Yeah, no thanks. I will pass on Kenny Galladay action. He was dreadful last year, and that's most likely a direct correlation with being a Giant. But yeah, no thanks. So there's our teams. You can let us know if we did good, did bad. I mean, you heard Lauren's team, so you compare Lauren's team to those two teams. You could see why Yahoo might think we don't stand a chance. But all it takes is a couple injuries or someone just decides not to show up this season. That's all it takes.
Breakout year.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. You got to really work that waiver wire, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about some real football. We're heading into week 3 of the preseason, which is the final week.
Yep, final week before roster cuts.
I have a bunch of roster cuts, and then we'll be into real live football. We made it.
Yeah.
We did.
We made it.
I'm so excited. I'm partially excited, I guess. I'm just excited to watch football, but I already know the Seahawks are just going to get absolutely blown out week 1.
Right. So my wife keeps playing this Celine Dion song where it's all coming. It's the one that's all coming back to me. Have you heard that one?
Probably not. Well, I guess since it's Celine Dion, I probably have on accident.
So you probably have. So the NFL used it in a commercial or multiple commercials for when football was coming back.
Mm.
And every time she's played it 3 or 4 times in the last week or so, because we've been driving a lot, and it's every time I hear that, all I can think of is Gardner Minshew just lip syncing it perfectly and just giving it all he has in his body motions.
Specifically Gardner Minshew.
Yes. But anyway, football is so close to being here. We are entering, like you said, week 3 of the preseason. This is, I think, some teams are showing their starters this weekend. Some teams are saying, nope, second, third, fourth strings, get out there and improve your spot. But yeah. Yeah.
I had the discussion with somebody on social media about, the change, the 3 games, and how it was what teams were going to do, how it was going to look. Are your starters going to go out there week 2? Because it used to be week 3 was the big starter week, and then week 4 was nobody. Yeah. Or do you my suggestion was, I think after a little while, we'll start seeing starters play week 1, and then it just keeps getting the starters play almost the entire preseason game week 1, and then week 2, maybe just a quarter if the teams really have to figure stuff out, and then the half, and then week 3 is just maybe a series or nothing at all. It just dwindles as you get closer and closer to avoid injury. But from what we've seen, it's more week 1, the starters aren't. I guess you're giving your starters a series just to get the feel of football, and then you get your first round of cuts out of whoever plays that one. And then week 2 was the big one. Week 2, a lot of
Right.
starters played for a long time. Patrick Mahomes played the entire half, I'm pretty sure, which was
Oh yeah,
crazy.
it is a lot for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. But then week 3, yeah, I expect very little starters to be out there this week. It's just, well, except for the Seahawks. Seahawks have so much to figure out. I'm pretty sure
Right.
DK Metcalf said he's playing more snaps this week than he did last week, which is kind of scary. But at the end of the day, does it really matter?
Very true. I do know Brady is starting this weekend.
He's missed
After
the entire
being,
preseason, though, hasn't he?
he has. I think he had some family vacation or something going on, but
I
at the
had
same time,
personal things to deal with. Well,
but
guess
it's
what?
like
It's football season, Tom. Get your head in the
right.
game.
If you can't be there for the preseason, then you shouldn't have came back. You shouldn't have unretired and came back.
Yeah. Get your
Like
stuff together,
exactly.
nerd. Yeah. That's not my goat. So I guess with this going on, I know for the fact for like the Seahawks, they have to figure out the quarterback situation. I'll get to that in a second. But I mean, for the Bills, they have some questions that arose to get this out of the way super fast. The
Yep.
punt god, Matt Ariza, had some stuff come out, very uncomfortable stuff to talk about. Had someone come out and accuse him and some other unnamed person, or at least that we don't know of, I don't even want to. It's very gross stuff happened to her when she was 17, off-campus college times. Stuff that, yeah, no, that's it's bad stuff that kind of puts you in the realm of jail time. So
Right.
we're gonna have to see how those accusations play out. So the Bills literally just got done releasing Matt Hawk.
No.
I'm curious if he has his phone ringing right now. Like, hey, bud, can you just wait to sign with another
Well,
team?
well, the bad thing is he already did sign with another team.
Oh, did he? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
so Matt Hawk already signed with the Colts.
Oh.
I don't know what I don't know what's gonna happen with him with Ariza. It'll be interesting to see if how true this is, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's like the accusation comes out now that he made the team.
They just
But
got done. They just
I
got done
mean,
cutting the other punter, and then this happens. Like, oh, it's either horrible timing or like it was on purpose. I mean,
right. I mean, it could be very horrible timing. This it could be a very tragic thing that happened to this person, and they finally got the courage to come forward and file the lawsuit and go through all the document process for that,
mhm.
and not to take away anything from that, because that's obviously that is an issue in the NFL that we have with some players. Some don't get suspended long enough, which is all I'll say.
Yeah, it's almost like we've
Um,
just gone through this, almost
right,
like just this off season or
and
something.
like
It's
someone and
weird.
so, that person like claimed their innocence
Yeah, it's
and
so weird.
said that they're had to think about themselves and their career. Bull, bull, yeah, absolutely bull,
Bull, sir. I call bull.
bull. I caught baby shoes on that one.
I mean that just happened like what 30 minutes before we decided to record. So
Yeah,
we'll just have to sit here and
we'll
I've
just see
kind of
what
scrolled
happens.
Twitter
See,
hoping some more news broke,
right.
just to kind of see if
I mean,
see other people's
Did
opinions.
Schefter tweet about it yet? Or
That's weird. I don't think anyone has.
so it's just been the LA Times.
The only person that tweeted anything about it, yeah, LA Times, and then like our buddy let us know, which is kind of weird. That something this big, like we haven't heard anything about it.
Okay, so the Bills an hour ago
Okay.
made the statement that we recently were made aware of a civil complaint involving Matt from October 2021. Due to the serious nature of the complaint, we conducted a thorough examination of this matter. As this is an ongoing civil case, we will have no other comment at this point. So that was from Elena Getzenberg, who is the ESPN beat writer for the Bills. Um, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, obviously the Bills did their homework. I mean, we haven't had a situation like this with the Bills in I feel like quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we shall see what comes about.
So all you can do is wait and see.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And just speaking, I just saw this when I was scrolling through. I forgot to bring this up. I wanted to bring this up real quick. I have to adjust this for the YouTube folks. Sorry about the. There we go. That was easy. Yeah, this is the video where
What's going on out there?
Adam Schefter calls it assault.
Assault.
I mean, this.
Assault.
It's a giant fight between the Rams and Bengals during their joint practice.
Which would be expected because they literally played it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, it's gonna like this happens every joint practice. Like, this is what I'm kind of like sick of hearing is like, oh my God, there was a fight at joint practice. Yeah, no kidding. These are competing NFL teams. Okay, they're probably gonna get heated and fight. But the issue here is, you can see, I think it's about right here is Aaron Donald. Right here, yeah, is Aaron Donald, and he's holding something orange.
Assault.
There, he's fallen to the ground holding that orange thing. In this video, it's a little blurry here. In the video over here, it's very blurry, so it's hard to tell. But he is swinging a Bengals helmet at people.
That sounds familiar.
That sounds very familiar, and I can assure you, Steelers fans are calling for Aaron Donald's head.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I'm keeping a close eye on this one because I am very curious. Because I retweeted that and I just said, "What are we gonna get here? Are we gonna see the NFL do something that they've never done before and be consistent, or are they just gonna continue the trend of just ignoring things and inaccurate suspensions and just doing whatever they want randomly and just flipping a coin?" That's what we're gonna get, one or the other here. My money is on Aaron Donald does not get suspended, and this is just like blows over as some kind of like fight. Although he's literally swinging a helmet at people, which is exactly what Myles Garrett did.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh well. I guess we'll see what happens. It's in the hands of the NFL now. So, let's get to the Bills and Seahawks. Usually, the format here is usually going to be like news first, but we had to cover our fantasy team, so it's taking a little bit longer. But we're here now.
Yeah, we're here.
I want to get your full-blown opinion on the Buffalo Bills. What you've seen so far, whether it's camp, the first two preseason games. What are we seeing right now from the Bills? Is it something that's good, bad, expected, just on par for the course? What are we looking at for the Bills?
Let's see here. So first two preseason games, week 1 against the Colts, they were playing second and third strings against the Colts, most of their starters. So that was good to see that they kept it close against a starting lineup, or mostly starting lineup for the Colts, and then brought up the come from behind win there, win with Triple B there.
Yeah, big balls bass, baby.
Yeah, buddy. With the game-winning field goal in week 1. Week 2, there was no doubt in that game. That was a great game to watch. It was a good thing Russell Wilson wasn't playing, or it could have been possibly worse.
It was a little bit depressing. I wanted to see Russell Wilson at least throw a pass.
Right.
But it looks like we're not even going to see him play at all, which is kind of upsetting. But, it's only another week away before we get to see him live, so whatever.
Right. Like, I think, because we're 2 weeks from the Bills-Rams game right now, so, like, it's not really that much longer until we get, full-speed professional starter football.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Allen played the series, just looked clean.
Oh yeah,
Like,
what he was like 3 for 3, 70 yards and a touchdown or something.
yeah, like
Like just
he threw darts at like Diggs and Singletary, and Singletary looked good in the offense. No concerns with the offensive line, even though they traded Cody Ford a couple days ago. Um, let's see, I think Cody Ford was playing that right guard spot. They tried him at right tackle for a while, but he just wasn't good at it, so they had to bring someone else over there. But Ryan Bates has been in that right guard spot with Quisenberry in the right tackle spot. Obviously, Spencer Brown is still coming back. Tommy Doyle is still there. I think Ike Bucker's on the injured reserve list right now to
who
start
did we
the
just
season.
lose to injury for the Bills? Guard Ike Botger.
Bucker.
He's the one that just got out.
He just went to IR, yeah. So he won't count against a 53-man roster, which will help them, secure that extra lineman right now.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about the line depth right now. They've got it pretty squared away. They actually just redid Deion Dawkins' contract here. Just gave him converted the salary cap hit to a signing bonus to make some room. So I think they're still working out some.
Hell yeah, Dion. Get your bag,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, buddy.
Get your bag. I don't even know if you could see him from there, but
For all the audio listeners, Dylan has a cutout of Deion Dawkins. So he lifted his green screen and said, "Yeah, buddy."
yeah, get your bag, bro.
Yeah, buddy. But I mean, I think it's all been expected, but good to see. Nothing. I don't think anything too negative that I have seen so far. The running back situation is going to be interesting to see how many they keep. I think Duke Johnson gets the axe here.
Oh, not the Duke.
There's too much talent there, and I think they're going to keep Taiwan Jones over Duke Johnson because of Taiwan Jones's special team ability. Because I think Taiwan's like literally the fourth string running back, so that's more. You're going to spend more time playing special teams than you are actually on the offense. So
Right.
so there's that. Let's see. Like one running back that I've been keeping an eye on, but I don't think he's gonna make the team is Raheem Blackshear. For Virginia, I think Virginia Tech. He's been pretty good. He hasn't had stellar numbers, but he's showed promise from what he's played. And I think if the Bills don't keep him for the practice squad or 53-man roster, I think he'll find a home without any issues in the NFL. Like he's got the tape there to prove it.
That's the beautiful thing about preseason, man. I mean, you might get cut, but as
Right.
long as you put up good tape, there's still maybe another team out there for you.
Yep. Excuse me. Receiver room, no issues there.
Obviously.
Obviously, I do worry a little bit down like 6 and 7 string. Excuse me. Receivers like I don't think Jake Kumro should get the nod for the 53-man roster. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I would like to see somebody else get this spot. Jake Kumro had a nasty fumble in the preseason. Like, sorry, bud, you got to go. But I've seen some projected 53-man rosters where he does get that last spot for the receiver group on the roster. But overall, everything looks good. Wish I would have saw Von Miller in the preseason just for a series. Just show me a little bit of what we're gonna see. But I understand the vet rest. He's up there in age. You obviously want to save his go-go juice for the regular season. So
Von Miller's go juice.
go juice.
Is that the same stuff as Michael Jordan's stuff there in the in Space Jam?
Yeah, in Space Jam.
We got Jake, and then behind Jake currently got Marquez Stevenson, Tanner Gentry, and Neil Pau.
Which I don't think Tanner Gentry will make it, and I don't think Marquez Stevenson probably won't make it. The only time he would make it is probably for obvious special teams if they needed like an extra returner or one of those guys that are one of their speed guys. But yeah, I don't know. Allen likes Kumaro, so they'll probably end up keeping him.
It
But
seems like from what I'm looking at here, it looks like he will. Like he just looks like he'll be a guy that just makes it, just based off
right.
of his experience. You know, he's not going to see too many snaps, so I don't think it's going to be too much to worry about. He'll probably be special teams guy.
Right, and
But
that's probably what's helping him too.
I can see your concerns though, with the fumble and everything.
Right.
So, if it's going to be cut down, he better have a good preseason week 3. Put it that way for him.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to need. I'm upset about the Duke though. I understand why he'll probably get cut, but it's depressing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Like, we all just have to live with what the NFL is. So before we move too much to look to the future for the Seahawks, these past 2 games and in camp, it's been exactly what we've all been expecting. And not only the fact that they've lost the 2 preseason games and the one to the Bears was just like it was embarrassing. They did not play good football at all. They got absolutely trucked through pretty much the entire thing, especially in the first half. They did virtually nothing right in the first half. I was live tweeting it along with the game. I mean, they fumble the punt, and the Bears take that in for a touchdown. All 3 phases of the game were absolutely disgusting. They did nothing right. And Geno Smith looks like trash. Drew Lock couldn't even play because he had COVID, and he was actually feeling like he was hurting too from the reports. It wasn't just like he tested positive, he's sitting at home. Like, he was sick.
Right.
But he comes back, and this, so he comes back now, and you're like, all right, now he's going to get his shot in the week 3 preseason game to be the starter. No. Nah. Pete Carroll's just like, I don't know, man. This Geno guy, he's got the stuff. Like, this Geno Smith guy,
This
really...
Geno guy who's been around for 9 years, he might just have a,
Yeah.
He's,
Like if you're talking Super Bowl or bust, like Geno's the guy that I need leading the way. This is literally what Pete Carroll's saying. He's thinking, his actual quote this week was, we might actually have 2 number 1s. You think if you released Geno Smith today, he's a starter somewhere. That's what he's saying. Like, if you release Drew Lock, okay, he might compete for a 1 somewhere, potentially. Right. But you release Geno Smith, he might clear waivers. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's not sit here and pretend like he's anything. And like everyone's just like, you might have 2 2s, you might have a 2 and a 3. Like, you sure as shit ain't got 2 1s, bud.
Oh. Did you was it the Seahawks that posted it on Twitter about might have 3 number 1s?
Oh,
3
God.
because Carroll was throwing the ball
he's over there throwing
practice.
the ball in practice. Yeah. He moves pretty good for being like 110, but it might be time to just, my God. Let's go to the booth, Pete. Go to the booth. He
doesn't swallow his gum or anything.
Oh my God, heaven forbid. If they try to give him CPR, they'll push on his chest. He'll just like turn to dust. They'll just push and their hands will just go through to the ground. Like, oh God.
A little bubble comes up out of his mouth from the gum.
They're just blowing up the bubble with chest compressions.
Oh.
Not only do we have all of those problems at quarterback that everyone is well aware of, we've been bitten by the injury bug, which is like, that's just like the MO for the Seahawks as of late, like the past couple of years. No one can stay healthy. Rashad Penny is dealing with a groin thing. Kenneth Walker just had surgery, which Pete Carroll said it was not even a sports hernia surgery. It was just like a little thing. This Pete Carroll's favorite thing to say about not serious injuries is like, it's just a little thing. It's just a little something that he has to get taken care of.
Just a little something.
Like, what in the hell does that mean, Pete? Like, what's the designation? What are we dealing with here? Like, it's his favorite thing to say. He's just dealing with a little pull, a little this, a little that. Oh, my God. No, Pete, he tore his ACL. Like, God damn. Yeah, we have Trey Brown, one of my favorite corners from last year, our rookie from last year. He really was coming on, and then he got hurt, so he's still dealing with a thing. Then we have a linebacker. And then one of our potential starting corners in Sidney Jones, he's also dealing with a thing. So, I mean, we're looking real good here. So DJ Dallas and Travis Homer will once again get a lot of snaps in the third preseason game, which is my one bright spot for this team. I think the running backs are very good, and the offensive line has played exceptionally well considering what they've been in the past. So I guess if you really want to look at it, if this team just ran the ball between whenever Rashad Penny and Kenneth Walker get healthy, and then DJ Dallas and Travis Homer, sure, we could rush the ball 100 times a game and possibly be competitive. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Because whether it's I don't know what I'm getting with Drew. I haven't seen Drew play against starters yet. He played in preseason in the first game in the second half. And he played well against third and fourth stringers. That's why I want him to play against starters. And we're not going to see it because Pete's an idiot. He's going to play Geno as the starter in the third week, so we're not going to see Drew Lock ever play against starters. And then Geno's going to be the starter week 1. We're not even going to know what we have in this guy. We traded Russell Wilson away and brought Drew Lock in, and we're not even going to give him a chance.
Dang it, Pete.
God damn it. It's infuriating that, like,
yeah.
And like he doesn't even get first team snaps in practice. He got a couple of first team snaps a couple days, and then he got COVID, which I realize COVID probably sets back the plan for him to get first team snaps. I get that. But you have to give him a chance. He came back healthy from COVID this week, and they didn't even give him the first team reps back. God damn it, Pete. Give him a chance. It's like this is what other people are saying too in the Seahawks media. It's just like he keeps saying that it's a competition. No, it's not. He has picked Geno as the starter.
Right.
And everyone knows it. So it's just super depressing. The defense has a lot of young guys that really have to prove themselves in this third week because their tackling was abysmal against the Bears. But again, Tariq Woolen and Kobe Bryant, the two rookie corners, they look decent in coverage, you know?
Right.
I
Plus
think
you got Boye. Mafia on it.
Oh, our pass rusher. Yeah,
Rusher.
I was thinking like AJ Boye, like the corner from like Jacksonville. I was like, we have him? No.
No.
Yes.
No, you got, but like, yeah.
Boye Mafia has been exceptional.
Yeah, I think he was good. He was a good pick for you guys in the draft.
Yeah, it's our two offensive linemen that we got, Abe and Charles Cross, Boye Mafia, Tariq Woolen. We had a good draft. Yeah. Everyone that we drafted for the most part has played a lot of snaps, and they have performed pretty well. I don't know if it's going to be like, 2012, 2013 draft status where like they're going to elevate us to playoff status just for their play alone. But I think they're going to be the foundation for our rebuild. That's where I'm at.
They're going to be the foundation for the next coach.
Yeah. Oh, please. It's funny that I don't even bring that up anymore. I don't even bring up the new coach stuff because I've just given up.
Right.
Pete's going to be here till he dies or retires on his own.
Yeah.
That's the reality because
it's got to be soon.
The new owner there is not going to have the cojones to fire them. Paul Allen's wife, the late Paul Allen, rest in peace. Yeah, it's really just depressing. So we just had to deal with what we got. So let's take a look at the future here. The last preseason game. I know you don't have to look for a lot there, Derf, but what are you looking for?
I am looking for... You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for consistent tackling on that defense from the second team, third team, players here. Guys that are making their move. Christian Benford and Kyer Elam have just been phenomenal as the corners, and I think Benford is making a case for himself. If Trey White's not back, he could be starting week 1 with Kyer Elam. But I want to see a lot more better tackling out of our linebackers. I want to see the safeties playing a little better because obviously Jordan Poyer will make a high arm out there. Gotta see a little better from like DeMar Hamlin, and Jaquan Johnson. Just tackling overall, I think, was an issue I saw early in week 2 and a little bit in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm looking for out of the game this weekend. Otherwise, actually tomorrow, because the game is on Friday. But otherwise, should be a nice kickback, relaxed game.
Playing the Panthers, so shouldn't be
Right,
too
and
much of a problem.
I'm sure Darnold might be playing, but Mayfield's probably not playing. If I had to guess, he was named Week 1 starter for.
They did lose their rookie there, Matt Corral.
I did see they put him on season-ending IR
Yeah.
for some kind of foot injury.
Yeah, they called it a pretty significant one too.
Yeah.
So not only is he done for this year, we'll see how the recovery process goes for him. And he looked like he was playing pretty well in the preseason too. It's really unfortunate to see a guy like
our
that go
boy
down.
PJ Walker's still there.
He is still, yeah, but he's been awful this preseason. I mean, I think last week he threw 2 interceptions.
So I don't think he gets called PJ Walker anymore.
Oh, is he the guy who changed his name?
Well, he's one of them. I think he's not PJ. I think he actually goes by Philip now.
Okay, my bad. Philip
Walker. I heard it on like national media. I can't remember if it was ESPN or NFL Network, but I heard him say Philip Walker with the Panthers, and I'm like, wait, you guys named PJ, right? And then it was like, no, I think maybe he goes by Philip Walker now. I think the player you're thinking of is Darius Leonard. Darius Leonard has apparently been always called Shaquille.
Yeah.
For his from all his friends and family. So this year he was like, you know what? I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna be Shaquille Leonard this year. From now on, there's no more Darius on there. We're just going with Shaquille. So that was one of the big changes that came from this offseason.
I do remember that because I just remember going to the comment section and everyone just being like, no, I'm not doing that. Social media is brutal. Yeah, for the Seahawks, I'm like actually in just complete agreement with you because of how bad the tackling was last week. I need to see these guys just make tackles. I don't need to see anything special. I just need to see that you can wrap a guy up and put him on the ground, especially our secondary. Like the linebackers, yes, like the linebackers were awful, and this is going to be a direct reflection of Bobby Wagner leaving. He used to be the guy up the middle that would get freaking 15 to 20 tackles a game because he needed to, because our front four was just god awful. He needed to make a bunch of tackles because they were already getting to the second level. Now we don't have that. So now they're getting to the secondary. They're getting like 8 yards here. And then we have Marquise Blair coming up and trying to kill somebody, lowering his shoulder and his head, and then just whiffing. And then we have our outside linebackers and our corners not pushing guys back inside. It's just been awful. The entire defensive scheme has just been trash. So I just don't want to get 100 points dropped on us every week. I'm going to need to see them make stops in the first half. Screw the second half. I need to see that you in the first half against roughly some starters make them punt. Okay?
Right.
That's all I want. I will probably not watch this game, and I might watch it the whole way through just so I can see some Drew Lock, I guess. But I'll be mostly paying attention in the first half with this defense needing to make stops. Because we didn't see it in week 1, and we saw even less of it in week 2, which is just obviously the wrong direction we're trending. Yep. It sucks, man. It really sucks. And it's kind of funny because the pass rush is getting a little better. Because you got Boye Mafe. Alton Robinson can make a couple of plays here and there from Syracuse. Love it. We're near Syracuse. Darrell Taylor will be back fully healthy. He's awesome. We add Shelby Harris. We got Al Woods, Puna Ford in the middle. Great front end. But then you got just the linebackers like Jordan Brooks. We haven't seen him do jack shit. Cody Barton is awful. Nuosu, he's been good in pass rush, but if he has to cover somebody or stay back or drop into a zone, he's lost in the sauce. So
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about the offense right now, man. Like the offense is just what it is, but like the defense is a mess.
Is Carlos Dunlap still there?
He is not. We decided to let the guy go that won us like 3 games by himself.
Oh.
So that's fun.
Okay.
Yeah. We replaced Carlos Dunlap with Shelby Harris, pretty much. That's what we did.
Oh.
I love it here. That's not true. We replaced him more with Nuosu, which is okay. Like Nuosu's been good. He has his moments here and there, but he was with the Chargers and he was like a 4th string guy, not maybe like 3rd string. He was like a backup guy.
And he gets bumped up to
now he's a starter.
Almost starter, yeah.
I love it here. You know, Seattle had its reign. This happens to pretty much every team. I get it. I just have to, it is what it is. It's rebuild time.
Yeah, a lot of teams do it. Some teams just take longer to realize they're rebuilding than others, or some teams are just continuing to rebuild.
Yeah, I think it'll take Pete a while to see that this is not the Seahawks team that he built before.
Right.
Once he sees it live, yeah, it might click then.
And it's not like he's rebuilding it again, because it's just the way the team is now. You just can't expect him to think. You can't expect Pete Carroll to think that he's just going to say, "All right, 3 more years, we'll get back to the Super Bowl again." Like, no, Pete, go take your meds and go to the nursing home. Let's go.
Yeah, it's time. You can still be watching football, but it'll be from your nice, comfy chair. You can go put on your Air Monarchs and kick up in your sofa, bud. That's where we need you to be right now. It's depressing over here, but I'm happy for Bills fans. It's going to be a very fun season of fans of the Weast being able to talk about how bad the Seahawks are, but how good the Bills are. We're going to be, because it's not like they're both bad at the same time. Right. So it'll just be like a depressing podcast, or they're both good, which would be fun, I guess. But then like we're always competing about who's better. It's very clear right now. Like this is just going to be sucky over here and be good over here. That's what we have right now. A very clear distinction. Like come playoff time, we'll be talking like just Bills. I don't think we're going to have to worry too much when we hit like January. There won't be a bunch of Seahawks talk, that's for sure.
Probably not.
So we appreciate everybody tuning in to this episode of Fans of the Weast, the first official episode of Fans of the Weast. We are on all social media platforms at Derf and Dylan. YouTube is where this video will be if you want to watch us for some reason whatsoever. We're good looking guys. I put on my sweater vest for this.
Check out the video. Leave a comment what you think. Anything we talked about. Obviously hit up on social media with any comments after listening to the podcast, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more active on TikTok again. TikTok's a lot of fun, a lot of interaction on there that can happen, and then Twitter. Very active on Twitter. I implore everybody to go follow on Twitter because that's where we make a bunch of posts. We try and get discussions going. That's where all the breaking news is, of course. That's where you want to be, at Derf and Dylan. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and then, just kind of like wherever else you might be. I guess Facebook if you still use that. So,
yeah.
Derf and Dylan, fans of the Weast, 1 episode down, and a whole bunch more to go. So we leave you with a Go Hawks.
Go Bills.